Now giving, what is this for? For your own,
For my own. And
your own public, or you want to use it for something? So what are you trying to do with this?
I want to make a compilation. And then I make a DVD or something.
And then?
I will find out if I can bring it on the market. The people who
So you want to sell it?
Yeah.
And make money?
Yes.
Why not?
Yeah. You explain me, so that's...
But then,
yeah.
where do I come in? What do I get out of it?
Oh, I will write you. I will bring it to you.
You never thought about it, did you?
No, not really in this way. No, normally wise I do.
Isn't it fair?
Yeah, of course. Oh, no problem at all.
Now I'll read my book. A housewife takes a lover during the day while her husband is at work. Unknown to her, her 9-year-old son was hiding in the closet. Her husband came home unexpectedly, so she hid her lover in the closet. The boy now has company. The boy says, "It's dark in here." The man says, "Yes, it is." The boy says, "I have a baseball." "That's nice. Want to buy it?" "No thanks. My dad's outside." "Okay, how much?" $250. In the next few weeks it happens again. That the mom's lover are in the closet. Boy says, "It's dark in here." The man says, "Yes, it is. I have a baseball glove." "How much?" $750. "Okay." A few days later, the father says to the boy, "Grab your ball and glove, let's go outside and practice. Catch it." The boy says, "I can't, I sold them." The father asks, "How much did you sell them for?" The son says, $1,000. The father says, "That's terrible, to overcharge your friend like that. That is way more than those two things cost. I'm going to take you to church and make you confess." The boy, they go to church. The father alerts the priest, makes the boy sit in the confessional and closes the door. The boy says, "It's dark in here." The priest says, "Don't start that shit all over again."
So Gabriel, how long have you been coming to Ramesh?
I first came 7 years ago. I was going to other countries and I stopped, like last year, I stopped here for 2-3 days.
Did you have a lot of questions the first time you came?
Yes, I did. I had a tremendous amount of questions, yes.
What kind of questions? Do you remember?
Yeah, all sorts of questions, you know, about the nature of thought, about how can he prove to me that I'm not the doer, can he please explain his investigation? Questions about dealing with worry and anxiety and, you know, all those things.
So has the teaching worked for you?
I don't know. I mean, it's very hard to tell. I can say that when I came 7 years ago, I was in absolute despair, and now I'm in less despair, thank God. I'm not saying it's rosy, it's great. But also I'm taking antidepressants, you know, so I don't know if it's a due fact to sort of living in Tiruvannamalai, it's antidepressants, it's just a different time of life, it's Ramesh, I don't know, but it's a little bit better. I keep at it. I wouldn't say, I'm not one of those who say, "Oh, my life's completely changed," because it hasn't. It's a slow process, if it is happening.
You speak about your concept.
I I do not speak about my concept.
You do not.
I do not speak about my concept. I speak quite clearly about my repeated time, my focal question. What does someone like us, reasonably comfortable in life, knowing that the very basis of life is uncertainty? No one can know what the next moment is going to be, pain or pleasure. No one can know the total amount of pleasure that has been assigned to me in my life and the total amount of pain I'm supposed to bear in this life. That is the basic answer. When life is so uncertain, what do I want most? With this given situation, what do I want most? And who is me? Someone like you and me, reasonably comfortable in life. That is my focal question. And look, I'm not interested in concepts. I'm not. This is my point. And on this point, whatever I tell you, on this question, what does someone like us most, will be my concept.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Will be my, but that is what I feel about what I want most in life. Which I think is also what you will want if you think about it.
Yeah, it happens often. And I look what happens in my life and feel what happens, whatever, what everything is going on in this body organism and body-mind organism. In that way, yeah.
So I repeat my total question, but knowing that the very basis of life is uncertain, I can never know what the next moment is going to be. Sometimes pleasure, sometimes pain. What do I want most?
Peace of mind.
What do you and I or anybody like us want most? And I came to the conclusion what I want is peace of mind. And I asked myself, what do I mean by peace of mind? And again I came to the conclusion. Peace of mind really means nothing more. Whether I'm enjoying pleasure at this moment or suffering pain at this moment. I do not want to be uncomfortable with myself. Why? Because being uncomfortable with myself, which means lack of peace of mind, is enough to shatter the pleasure I am enjoying or increase the intensity of my suffering, which is what I don't want.
Yeah.
Pleasure or pain, I have no control.
But who is the I in this case?
I is
It's the ego.
Someone like you and me.
Yes.
And who is the ego?
Yeah, the ego, right.
I am the ego, you are the ego.
Yes.
6 billion human beings are 6 billion ego.
Exactly.
So,
You can accept totally all the pain there is.
I'm sorry?
You can accept all the pain there is in your body, mind.
Do I have a choice?
No.
I have a question. Mind.
My experience, for example, is that my mind started to think in the thinking way, in the horizontal way of thinking.
But the fact is, if I'm in pain, nothing stops me from doing whatever I want to get rid of the pain. What brings you here?
I was reading the I Am That from Sri Nisargadatta,
Oh yes, yes.
and I didn't read it only once. So I'm here just to participate and listen and see.
You have read I Am That many times.
Yes.
Have you read anything else?
No.
You only I Am That.
Yes.
Alright. So from that now, from that what have you understood? And
I mean, every time I read the book, there's something new to discover, no?
I know. So what have you ultimately, reading it 10 times, what have you discovered?
I discovered
And what have you discovered?
that my mind is arresting me all the time.
What you have discovered, what has done for you in this life that you didn't have before? What have you discovered in the book? And what has that given you in life that you didn't have before? See what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it's difficult to say. It's little things which make me more, understanding. Which make me more understanding.
So you got some more understanding.
And I see that my mind is harassing me all the time, and I tell my mind to shut up. No.
I see. I see. And your mind shuts up. And your mind shuts up.
No, not yet.
You order your mind to shut up. Does your mind accept your orders?
Yes.
For a second or two, a minute or two. I see. So what is it? So having read the book, I am that 10 times. All you do is tell your mind to shut up. Is that it?
Well, for the moment, yes.
So my point again is, what have you got from I am that? That has given you something more in your life than you did not have before. Alright, let's forget that. Tell me, what are you seeking in life? What are you seeking?
Well, there's nothing to seek, no? Everything's there, I guess. Sometimes you just don't see.
Then why read I am that 10 times? Then why read I am that 10 times? That's what I'm
to refresh, no? To remind.
And what does I am that tell you about working on this big problem? What does I am that, which I have read 10 times, tell you about working on this problem?
Wow.
My point is, I am that does not tell me how to deal with this problem. What does I am that tell you? Basically, what do you think is the core of what I am that tells you? What do you think is the core of it? What? Is there something I am that intends to tell the reader? There must be something which attracted you, otherwise you wouldn't have read it 10 times. What is the core of what the book tries to tell you? I think what the book tries to
Leave it as it is, no? Take it as it is. And
why? I mean, no.
because you can't control it anyway.
All
No?
right, let me begin this. First, I talk to someone like us, reasonably comfortable in life, not below the poverty level, who doesn't have the basic needs. I'm not talking to someone who doesn't know where his next meal is going to come from, where he is going to stay the night. Below, those who are really, really poor. I'm not talking about them, because what I talk about them does not apply to them. What I talk about applies only to someone like us, reasonably comfortable in life. I dare not ask that someone below the poverty level what they want most in life. They will say, it's very simple. I'm not a greedy person. All I want is minimum money for my basic comforts in life, food, clothing and shelter. My question therefore is to someone like us, who are very, very fortunate to be reasonably comfortable in life, for which they will be all the time grateful to God for making us, putting us in a situation where we are reasonably comfortable in life. So my question for someone like us is, knowing that the basis of life is uncertainty, knowing no one has any control over whether the next moment is going to bring pain or pleasure, knowing that my total amount of pleasure I'm going to enjoy in life is already fixed, total amount of pain I'm going to suffer is already fixed, what do I want most in life? It's a simple question, isn't it? What is daily living for Thomas, what is the mechanism of daily living? What is daily? It obviously must be the same for you and me, for everybody, or even someone 3,000 years ago, a caveman in 3,000 years ago, or now, or in future. What is the mechanism of daily living? What is daily living? Daily living, and mind you, that is what I am concerned with. I am not concerned with philosophy.
With?
Philosophy. Philosophy.
Yes.
I am not concerned with philosophy. Plenty of books you can read on philosophy. And go round and round and round in circles. I am concerned with daily living. In daily living, what does the human being want most? In daily living, the mechanism of daily living, as far as I am concerned, Thomas, means everybody at any time in the world, at any place, is faced with a problem, faced with a situation. You and I have our own situation. My point is, daily living begins when the human being has just dealt with a situation. First, in that situation, I have to decide, what do I want? I decide. My choice. Similarly, the psychopath decides, I waited for a long time. Now, I'm not going to let anything stop. I'm prepared to do anything. Robbery, murder, anything. But I will get what I want. And the psychopath has done whatever he wanted to do. I have just done whatever I wanted to do. See what I mean?
Yeah, you can do whatever you want as long as you don't harm someone else.
The psychopath says, I don't care a damn.
Well, but you will have to pay the bill for that sooner or later, no?
I'm talking of the beginning of daily living. You are talking about the happening daily living. I'm talking how does the daily living begin. For daily living to happen, every human being has a total freedom to do whatever he wants. You and me as normal people, the psychopath as a psychopath. Therefore, daily living for both of us has happened. When he has done whatever he wanted to do, I have done whatever I wanted to do. Thereafter what happens? Thereafter, Thomas and Margaret, what happens is obvious. What happened thereafter has never ever been in anyone's control from the beginning of time. Having done whatever he wanted to do, the result of his action has never been in anyone's control. See what I mean? Therefore, I begin with the fact. Fact number one of daily living, everyone must have the total freedom to do whatever he wants. Fact number two, the result of the action has never been in anyone's control.
I think maybe there's a little distinction between the two, what we are free to do and the outcome. The outcome may or may not be under our control.
Two are not connected.
That's what I was also thinking.
Two are not, and this is precisely what Lord Krishna tells Arjuna in the Bhagavad Gita. Precisely that. You are free to do whatever you want, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your action. Exactly what I am saying. Precisely what I am saying. Every human being, ordinary person or a psychopath, is free to do whatever he wants. In fact, my points are there. Daily living cannot happen unless every human being, normal or abnormal, has the total free will to do whatever he wants.
repercussions, would be
Repercussions.
of what we
Yes. So
choose
what
to
you
do.
do is your will. Repercussions are God's will. What you do is your will. That's what Lord Krishna is exactly the same. You have the right to act. But the repercussions are not in your control. Repercussions mean consequences of your action. Consequences of your action mean, in the words of the Lord Krishna, fruits of your action.
But would wrong actions lead to wrong karma, which would lead to...
Now, let's go further. So what is daily living? Sit down. I base my talk entirely on daily living and our practical life. What is everybody's experience? Siddhartha is free to do whatever he wants. In the same situation, the psychopath is free to do what he wants. Siddhartha, because of his genes and conditioning, decides, in this situation I want something badly, but I shall not do anything illegal or immoral. Who decides? Siddhartha decides. In an identical situation, the psychopath will say, I don't care what is necessary. Robbery, murder, I'll do anything. And the psychopath does whatever he feels like doing. Siddhartha does whatever he feels like doing. Then what happens? Then neither the psychopath nor Siddhartha has any control over the consequences. Siddhartha may decide not to do anything illegal or immoral and yet get what he wants. Psychopath may commit a murder and not get what he wants.
Then where is the justice in that?
Justice according to whom? Now let's talk of justice. Everybody's lifetime experience. What is our experience about murder? Any country, anywhere. What is our acknowledged experience about murder? Four alternatives. All four have happened in all countries. First alternative, the murderer is hanged, and we say that is justice. Sometimes the murderer is, even the murder is not detected. The murderer goes scot-free. Third, the murderer is taken before the court, but the court, the judge and the jury decide that not enough evidence, they know he is murdered, not enough evidence, and they let him go, and he commits 5 more murders. And the fourth, which is the worst of the law, but it has happened many times, the murder is not solved, and an innocent man is hanged for a murder he did not commit. Now you tell me about justice. This is what happens in life. Tell me about your justice. Say to me, life is not based on justice. As Siddhartha sees, I agree. But that is a fact. And each of us is forced to live our life in the circumstances in which we are placed. In a society which judges our actions based on social regulations of the moment and the legal provisions. That is our life. That is the rules of the game of life. There is a question of justice. And whose justice? So my concept there is justice, man's justice varies from place to place, time to time. But God's justice never changes. So my point is, every human being is free to do whatever he wants. Therefore, the human being has total free will to do what. But after that, it is God's will, according to what I call a conceptual cosmic law. according to a cosmic law, the basis of which the human brain is incapable of knowing. Cosmic law concerns the entire universe for all time. Something so vast and so complex, the human brain cannot know.
According to some Hindu philosophy, we are the result of our past actions,
Yes.
good or bad.
Yes.
We accordingly
So-
benefit or suffer,
so that
maybe even in future lives.
That's right. That is one concept, that you are the doer. And because of the doer, you are bound. My concept is you are not the doer. Nobody is really the doer. Because the doership, what is doership based on? You have done something. Your free will. What is your free will based on, Siddhartha? Everybody's supposed free will is based, according to my concept, only on two factors. Your genes and your condition. You have no control over being born to particular parents. Therefore, you have no control over the genes in this object. Similarly, you have no control over being born to particular parents in a particular geographical environment and a particular social environment. Upper class, upper middle class, lower middle class, or the lower class. In which environment, geographical and social, this body-mind organism called Siddhartha received its conditioning, a bombardment of conditioning from day one. Conditioning at home, conditioning in that relevant society, conditioning in a school and college in that relevant society, conditioning in church or temple. And what is the conditioning? This is bad, that is good. You are supposed to do this, you are not supposed to do that. Socially, this is acceptable, that is not acceptable. This is a sin and God will punish. See what I mean? And after that, while your genes is more or less stable, conditioning keeps on changing. Whatever you read, whatever you hear, whatever you experience is fresh conditioning, which can alter or amend your existing condition, or even transform it. Therefore, at any moment, whatever you think you should do is based on these two factors, your genes and your condition. Whatever the psychopath decides is his will and condition, his genes and condition. That is what my question. So then, what in this situation, what does Siddhartha want of the blind? What is the most important thing Siddhartha wants?
Under human laws of justice and punishment, and we reward people or we punish people
Yes.
according to the good or the wrongdoing
Yes,
they do.
in that you act as society.
But what you were saying, that under the divine, under cosmic law,
Yes.
there is no such punishment or reward for good actions or bad actions.
That is correct. That we can understand. That we can understand. You see, if there were no justice of this kind, the universe wouldn't have lasted in perfect balance all these thousands of years. Therefore, we have to assume regular movement of the planets, sunrise, sunset, everything going so regularly and punctually. It can't be an accident. You can't have this out of chaos. Therefore, everything that happens in the world must move according to a natural or cosmic law. So, any questions? No.
And does that happen regardless of, in some religions, you either you reach heaven if you've done good actions, or you go to hell if you, but...
I see no reason, thank you, for any religion with this concept that we have understood. Why do I need religion? Why do I need religion?
It becomes one with the universal consciousness
Religion,
because it came
no,
from...
I don't need any religion. That's my point. I don't need any religion. Religion is what kept me bound. Religion is the bondage. Not which religion. Every religion itself is the bondage. Religion is the bondage. What I've told you now is a special personal religion of your own.
I got a question. When we say like it's the soul's identified with a body-mind organism, and is it maybe the fear of being to die because it's like end of experience?
For whom?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. But if there's the fear of death,
then the fear arises. For whom? For the me.
yeah.
Chris is afraid. But if Chris has been able to accept the total concept totally, there is no Chris other than the impersonal consciousness. Where is Chris anymore?
Yeah, that's right. I just wondered because it's like I sometimes feel like I'm kind of I go for experiences, like experiencing,
What?
and
Experiencing what?
anything actually, just to have experience there.
You don't have an experience, Chris. Experience happens whether you want it or not.
Yeah. And then the striving for it is the ego again.
Experience happens. Experience happens as a biological reaction in the body-mind organism. Then Chris says, I have that experience.
Yeah.
And then he goes involved. Chris says, I had that beautiful experience. I want more. That was a horrible experience. I don't want any more like that. And that is how Chris gets involved in an experience. Either he wants it or he does not want it. But if Chris knows that the experience is a biological reaction, and if Chris doesn't get involved in it, wanting it or not wanting it, you are free of all experience. You merely witness the experience happening and you forget about it, whether it is nice or not. Whatever the experience, you forget it. Only when you get involved in that experience, another case of bondage. Daily living is uncertain for everybody. What do I want now? And the only answer will come to is whether I am enjoying pleasure or suffering pain, I want to have peace of mind. That's the conclusion I came to. I'm talking from my personal experience. So then I ask myself, what do I mean by peace of mind? Peace of mind, everybody says peace of mind. What do I mean by peace of mind? What do you mean by peace of mind? What do you understand? Peace of mind you want, don't you? I mean, that you agree. In this uncertain living, what we want is to be able to go through this uncertain life and still have certain peace. Isn't that right? What do you think by peace of mind?
Happiness.
Happiness is peace of mind. Happiness is peace of mind. In other words, some people want happiness through money, some people want happiness through fame, some people want happiness through pleasures in the world.
The problem is not happiness. You can be happy. The problem is you want more.
Therefore, and now we decide, no, happiness doesn't mean money, fame, pleasure, but happiness means peace of mind. Agree? Happiness means, for us, happiness means peace of mind, not money or fame or pleasure. Now I'm saying, what do I mean by peace of mind? All I care about, you see, I have no truths to give you. Nobody has any truths to give you. Not Jesus Christ, nor the Quran, nor any Hindu God. My point is, the scriptures of every religion is a concept. Whether it's the Bible or the Quran or the Bhagavad Gita, everything is a concept, somebody's concept. And a concept is something which some people will accept, some people will not accept. Therefore, the concepts of one religion are not acceptable to another religion. That's why we have been having religious war for thousands of years. Everything is a concept. Concept is something some people may accept, some people may deny. Truth is that which no one will be able to deny. Truth is something which no one will deny. On that basis, life cannot have any truth. Because the very basis of the manifestation and this functioning that we call life is duality, beginning with male and female. Everything in the world, male and female, beautiful and ugly, good and evil, good and bad, health and disease, wealth and poverty. Nothing in the world is without its interconnected of consequence. Therefore, ultimate happiness in living one's life, pleasure or pain, I don't want to be uncomfortable with myself. What happens when I'm uncomfortable with myself? When I'm uncomfortable with myself, what happens is, if I'm enjoying a pleasure, at that time, instead of enjoying the pleasure if I'm uncomfortable, my pleasure gets shattered. If I'm in pain and I'm uncomfortable with myself, the pain gets intensified. Then why do I want peace of mind? So that I'm free to enjoy the pleasure I have and I'm free to suffer the pain I have. I don't want my pain to be intensified. I don't want my pleasure to be shattered. As simple as that. Therefore, all I want is never to be uncomfortable with myself. So if I don't have to treat the other as a rival, if I don't have to fear the other, so my relation to be harmonious, I don't have to fear the other. I don't have to fear competition from the other. That is the conclusion I came to. But that seems impossible. So does it mean that I can never have peace of mind? That also is not true. Everybody has known at least one or two people, have heard of more, who are transparently happy. They may be enjoying pleasure or suffering pain. If they are suffering pain, you go. He forgets the pain and welcomes you and is happy. So the answer was, how can I have a harmonious relationship with the other when my total conditioning has been to treat the other as a rival? Only answer is, my conditioning which makes me treat the other as a rival has to be rooted out. If the reason I am not have peace is because of my relationship with the other, which is based on rivalry and enmity, the only way I can is that conditioning is removed, rooted out. And that is the answer. I can have peace of mind only if I am able to accept totally the concept which I came across. My own concept has been, everything in the world is a happening. a happening according to God's will, cosmic law. Through which person the happening happens? Through me or you, with the society cause, my action or your action. But if my understanding is, the action, the happening may happen to anyone. We have no control. Therefore, everything in the world is a happening. To which person the happening happens is again according to God's will, cosmic law. And how each happening affects whom, for better or worse, is again according to God's will, cosmic law. No human being actually does anything. In other words, every human being is merely an instrument through which life happens according to God's will. So I came to the final conclusion. The only way I can have peace of mind is if I have a harmonious relationship with the other. And the only way I can have a harmonious relationship with the other is if I'm not afraid of it. And that means he is harmless. He is only an instrument. He can't hurt me. By the same token, I am an instrument. I can't hurt anybody else. Only then will I have peace of mind. That is clear.
What I find a little difficult to understand and accept is that that when people do wrong to others, when they when they indulge in wrongdoing to others, then that is destructive to mankind as a whole, which is God's creation. Then would not God take them to task in some way we don't know? Maybe in a future life or in some other way.
Let us be simple. Forget the bloody mankind. Let us only think of ourselves who want peace of mind. Forget the mankind. What I am thinking is, Siddhartha wants peace of mind for himself. But forget the mankind. The moment the baby is born, the purpose in life is to seek pursuit of personal happiness. Make no mistake. So I am pursuing that one. So for that, what I want, ultimately I decide what is happiness. Not money, fame, pleasure, not anything in the flow of life, but my attitude to life. And my attitude to life has been to treat the other as a potential enemy. Therefore I don't have a harmonious relation. The only way I can have a harmonious relationship with the other is if I am not afraid of him. And the only way I need not be afraid of him is to treat the other as merely an instrument through which life happens according to God's will, cosmic law. Nobody need fear me because I am only an instrument through which God functions according to cosmic law.
Sometimes it feels like the God has made sure that a human being can never actually get peace of mind. Therefore, we constantly strive for happiness.
No, but wait a minute. I can tell you one thing. I assure you, for the last 20 odd years, I've lived my life doing whatever I want to do. Sometimes enjoying pleasure, sometimes suffering pain. But I'll have peace of mind all the day, throughout the day, in the last 20 odd years. I can assure you, it is practical. But that was my real difficulty. When I came to this, I said, it's a beautiful concept. Why is it a beautiful concept? It's a beautiful concept because the moment I accept I'm not the doer, the other is not the doer, then the load of guilt and shame that I was carrying for my action disappears. And the heavier load of hatred for the others for what they have done to me, that also disappears. And the moment this load of hatred for myself for my action, and for the others for their action disappears, What remains is peace of mind. In other words, what I'm saying is, peace of mind is every human being's birthright. It's there. But we are unable to reach it because between our birthright and ourselves, there is this load of hatred. Remove that load of hatred and we are there. So, intellectually beautiful concept. Even a damn fool will accept it. But my practice, being a banker for 37 years, I always am practical. So my point was, it's a lovely concept. But is it a practical concept? Would it ever be possible for me to live my life with the total acceptance I'm not the doer, when the society in which I live insists on punishing me for action which the society considers my action? I tell them, not my action. I'm not the doer. God is the doer. Society won't accept it. And if I continue persisting in it, they threaten to put me in an institution. Therefore, would it ever be a practical concept that I am not the doer? In a society, would I ever be able to accept totally I am not the doer? Then the society keeps punishing me for action which the society considers my action. That was where I got really stuck. That's where I got really stuck. Then at that point, by God's grace, I came across the concept of the great Buddha. I came across the Buddha's concept, which I was delighted. Exactly what my concept, in his own words, of course. My words were, everything is a happening, through which person the happening happens, and how that happening affects whom? According to God's will. But human being is not the doer. The Buddha's concept in his own words, events happen, deeds are done, consequences happen, events happen, deeds are done, consequences happen, but there is no individual doer of any deed. 100% what I say, in his own words. And then he struck. The Buddha did live for many years with this concept that he is not the doer. It was a great relief for me to know that it is possible to have this concept and still live one's life. And I've joined him. In my own experience, for the last 20 odd years, I have lived with the total acceptance. I am not the doer. How? I'll tell you. As we know, daily living means in any situation, I do whatever I feel like doing. My doing. And thereafter, I sit back, witness whatever is happening, without any regrets about the past, without any complaints in the present, without any expectations in the future, and most importantly, without blaming and condemning anybody for anything. Not blaming anybody, I don't blame myself, no guilt. I don't condemn anyone else, no hatred. So it is possible. So, where does the peace of mind come in? Peace of mind comes in because at a moment, if I'm enjoying pleasure, society rewards me. Then I enjoy the pleasure with a certain amount of amusement. Society has rewarded me for an action which I know is not my action. But it doesn't stop me from enjoying the pleasure. I enjoy the pleasure, but knowing that it is not my action. The pleasure of the moment is not accompanied by pride in the ego, not my action. Pleasure I enjoy. But there is no pride in the ego. Next moment, pain. I have to suffer the pain. But the pain is not accompanied by any guilt or shame, not my action. So pain is because of someone else's action. I know that it is not his action, no hatred. So the result is, for the last 20 odd years, I am forced to enjoy the pleasure given, rewarded to me. I am forced to accept it. But my ego has been totally free for the last 20 odd years. My ego has been totally free of hatred for myself and hatred for the other.
For whatever reason, I decided that Ramesh was more an authority on information than I wanted than other people.
Did you ever test Ramesh?
Test him as in?
As in to see how whether he's enlightened?
Well, I mean, I don't think I doubted that from the beginning. I don't think I doubted it.
Yeah, so what made you so sure?
Because apart from the words, which anybody can say, I mean, anybody can speak a billion words, everybody is speaking a billion words, there's something else coming from him. Well, he's like a sleeping pill. For example, I sit there and after 2 minutes, I feel like falling asleep. That's a remarkable quality he has, but finding one person in the West that has that same ability. I mean, it's, what is it, 1 in a million that could do that? So that was what gave authenticity to his words. It's not really the words, it's the fact that he says those words. And what does he do? He seems to be like a natural sedative. I'm not saying I feel high or in bliss or any of that nonsense, because I don't. I mean, but I do notice that when I sit with him, I do notice that my mind calms down and I feel sleepy, and after about an hour or something, I notice I'm feeling a little bit better or lighter, so less troubled than and of course when it stops and I go downstairs, then it comes back again. But so it's a remarkable quality, and that for me is the teaching.
You have the understanding in a theoretical way, I think.
Yes,
but do you have also the understanding is going deeper in coming closer by your heart, isn't it?
Not that I'm aware of, no. I mean, I don't know if it's coming closer to my heart. I'm not. As far as I'm concerned, I don't have the understanding.
Yeah.
You know, intellectual understanding for me is an understanding. So what he says is when you have the total conviction that neither you nor me are the doer, that is the understanding, which removes the guilt, the pride, the shame, the hatred, and all the rest of it. So that's the total conviction. He doesn't say, well, you can have a little bit of a conviction. So as I say, I don't have a total conviction, which means I don't really have understanding. But because as I said, because there is something there, it almost puts me half to sleep. Obviously, there's a hope that there's something real there, something you said that's real. And maybe over some time, some peace eventually does come. Some real peace.
Have you done the personal investigation which Ramesh recommends?
Yes.
How was that?
Well, I do it every night for 2 minutes. I mean, I had a few difficulties with it. Yeah, it helps. It helps in the sense, it helps to understand. He's saying to me, you're not the doer. Now I would say, why? And that's where he's different from other people. It's like a Christian might tell you, if you love Jesus, you'll go to heaven. If I say why, they say because the Bible says so. If you ask Ramesh why, he says, well, go and look for yourself, which I did do.
We're always in the source, but sometimes we lose the connection with it.
When do we lose the connection? We lose the connection with someone.
If we've been unhappy.
When you blame someone for something, myself or the other, But if I am able to accept totally, no one does anything. No one has done anything previous. No one is going to do anything in future. Whatever is going to happen is going to happen. The other is neither me nor the other has any control over it. Then life has become extremely simple. Then all I do is, in any given situation, I do whatever I think I should do. And thereafter I know, whatever happens is not in my control. Therefore, life has become amazingly simple with this total understanding. How do I live my life? Very simple. In any given situation, I do whatever I feel I should do. And thereafter, I sit back, witness whatever is happening. I watch whatever is happening like I'm watching a movie, without any regrets about the past, without any complaints in the present, without any expectations in the future, and without blaming anybody or anything, neither myself nor the other.
And it's about it. Nobody is the doer.
Therefore, we can only witness whatever is happening. And like a movie which is happening. Watching a movie, there are reactions, biological reactions. I see something, anger may arise. I see something, sadness may arise. I see something, compassion may arise. Watching a movie, same thing happens here. Anger may arise, fear may arise, compassion may arise. And that is a biological reaction. I witnessed that also.
Does it mean that you be a participant of life? You are...
On the contrary, I do not become a participant in life. I merely witness whatever is happening, whether through me or through you. I become a participant in life if I think I have done something and you have done something. Then I am a participant in life. When I know that you can do nothing and I can do nothing, then I am not a participant in life. I am merely witness to whatever is happening. Then I become a witness to life. I am not a participant.
Every day on the end of the satsang, you have to sing bhajans. Behalf today, you was lucky.
Yes.
What's your experience about it?
I'll tell you. That's a good question. I used to sing bhajans before. I love abhangas,
What are
Abhangas. Abhangas.
Yeah, what is it?
They are the spontaneous outpouring of Maharashtrian saints. Saints all over India. Like they address God. It just comes up in the saints.
Yeah.
But before meeting Ramesh, I didn't know who I was addressing. But at least I know now I'm addressing all these abhangas to my Guru. That gives me a lot of pleasure, a lot of happiness. Because I don't know who he is in the real sense of the word. I know he is my Guru, he is an ordinary human being like us. But deep down, he is connected to the source, for me, तुझे गुण गाओ तेरे सुखी राहो सर्वदा तुझी श्रोता तुझी भक्ता ज्ञानासि अंजना सर्व होने जाने तुझा कामे येते नाही तू परा सर्वावेते कवना कवना लागी नमो आदिरूपा ओंकार स्वरूपा विश्वाक्षर रूपा माया
Swarupa Satguru Samartha Omkara Swarupa Satguru Samartha Anatha Janatha Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Omkara Swarupa Satguru Samartha Anatha Janatha Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Namo Maya Papa Guru Nipadana Toriya Bandana Maya Moha Namo Maya Papa Guru Nipadana Toriya Bandana Maya Moha Moha Jala Maze Kona Mirashila Tuja Vina Dayala Sadguru Raya Tuja Vina Dayala Sadguru Raya Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Omkara Swarupa Satguru Samartha Anatha Janatha Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Satguru Raya Maza Ananda Sagar Trailokya Aadhar Guru Rama Trailokya Aadhar Guru Rama Trailokya Aadhar Guru Rama Guru Raja Swami Aste Swayam Prakasha Yapude Udasa Chandra Ravi Yapude Udasa Chandra Ravi Yapude Udasa Chandra Ravi Ravi Shashi Agni Nehati Jarupa Swaprakasha Rupa Nene Veda Swaprakasha Rupa Nene Veda Swaprakasha Rupa Tuja Namo Tuja Namo Deha Bhavasara Antarari Atma Soluni Prasara Ujhabadi Vahi Rami Deha Bhavasara Antarari Atma Soluni Prasara नाम तुझे के तो गोरा नाम तुझे के तो गोरा हो मुनि निष्कामा नाम तुझे के तो गोरा हो मुनि निष्कामा देह प्रपंचाचा दास सुखे करुणा सुखे करो नामा तुझे रूप चित्ती राहो मुखे तुझे नामा तुझे रूप चित्ती राहो मुखे तुझे नामा पांडुरंग 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 Panduranga, 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 Panduranga.
About your guru, that it happens that I came here. It's about Sri Niskadatta's books.
Yeah.
And also suggesting from people from Holland. How did he recognize you as student?
Because I went to him as a student. And then the reason I went to him is I happened to read an article about him in a magazine. And the article referred to the book I Am That. I read the book and I said, this I must go. And I went and met him.
What's the difference between your teaching and Sri Niskadatta's? Of course there is a difference, you are a different object.
Different perspective,
Yeah.
same teaching. He says, you are that. You are the soul. Therefore, be the soul. But I say, you are this which that has created. And it is you, this, who has to live his life. Therefore, understand that this that is living life, the ego, is basically that. That impersonal consciousness has identified itself with this body-mind organism and the name as a separate entity. And it is this ego who has to live his life. And the ego will be easier for this ego to live his life if he is able to keep in mind that he is really that. Easier for this to live his life in the circumstances in which he has been placed if he keeps remaining in contact with that all the time. One is from the top, the other is from the bottom. Totally opposite perspective.
Yes.
I'll tell you a joke. A man went to a restaurant. Which is ostrich. With a bird with a long legs. Ostrich. Bird with long legs. They both sat down. The man ordered breakfast. The ostrich said same thing. Both had enough to eat. Then the bill came. And this man put his hand in his pocket and brought out the exact amount. He was surprised. He didn't say anything. Next day the same thing happened. Some other menu, some other bill. Again he said, then the waiter couldn't. He said, sir, how is it that you have been? So this man said, I'll tell you. He said, God came to me once. And he said, ask for two things. I'll give you whatever you want. First thing he said, I want enough money for whatever I want. God said, done. Then he said, I always want to be accompanied by a chick with long legs. And that is the chick with long legs. He meant something else altogether.
There is the body and there is the consciousness.
Yeah.
The body, as we know, is temporary. We all die.
Yeah.
What
No, wait a minute. We all die now. The
physical body?
dies.
The physical body.
The body dies.
And then there's consciousness. What happens to consciousness?
That is the real,
Individual consciousness.
That is the real core question. The core question is, who is this me and who is this the other? Basis of life is me and the other. Who is this me? Everybody, I say me because there is the other. The other says me because I am the other. Therefore, basically, according to my concept, there are only three items. First, there is the impersonal consciousness, soul, self, God, whatever you call. First item, the soul, the self, impersonal consciousness, energy or God. Then, there is the manifestation. And this object, this human object, is one item in the totality of manifestation. The human being is one object in the totality of manifestation. And then there is the me. 6 billion me. In relationship with one another. That is all the life is about.
Sorry, what was the second?
No,
you mentioned first was universal.
then
consciousness.
this human object as one object in the totality of objects in the manifestation. The source, the human object, then there is the stone, the growing plant, then there is the animal and the human being. All are basically objects. Stone is an object in which there is no life. The growing plant has life because it grows by itself. The growing plant has life. The animal has life. And a sense of being a separate entity. Ego. Finally, there is the human being who is an animal with something special in the ego. The human being is an animal, but all four are basically objects. In the animal, there is the ego. It considers a separate entity. Your pet dog will not allow you to go to other dogs. You are mine. That's what the dog considers. Therefore, the dog has an ego. The human being also has an ego. My concept is the ego of the animal, ego of your pet dog, does not have the sense of personal doership. Whereas my ego has a sense of personal doership. Important difference is the ego of the animal does not have a sense of personal doership. The ego of the man has a sense of personal doership and intellect. Your dog, you feed him properly, keep him clean, take him out for a walk, and when you come home, let him sleep in your lap. For the dog, honestly, no more desires. No more desires. That is heaven. Total happiness. But that is because he is not bothered with the intellect. In the human being, he does all this, but he is not able to have happiness because the mind intellect wants to know something more. Who am I? What am I doing here? And that question, who am I? What am I doing here? Is the cause of all our unhappiness. Intellect wants to know. Intellect wants to know what is this cosmic law. So, human being is an animal. In the ego of it, there is a sense of personal doership and the intellect. So basically, as far as we are concerned, only three items: the soul, this body-mind instrument, and the ego. What is the ego? The ego is the impersonal consciousness identified with each human body-mind organ as a separate entity with a sense of personal doership. That is all. So, the ego is basically impersonal consciousness. If I am able to accept that concept, every me, every ego is fundamentally the same consciousness. And that is what our Upanishads tell us. I am Brahman. I am Brahman. I am the source. Aham Brahmasmi. Tat Tvamasi. You are that. Therefore, I am that and you are also that.
Murthy,
Yeah.
you have been coming here every single day.
Except one month when God broke my leg. Or maybe I broke my leg. I don't know. I don't know who did that.
Who did it?
But it was such a small hole.
Yeah.
I mean, in the footpath, just down the street, you know. The doctor said, how could that damn thing, do this breaking of the bone? I said, I don't know. Something may have happened. Yeah, please. Sorry.
Yeah.
So that was lucky holiday.
I don't know.
You don't know. To escape
Yeah, it was
Ramesh.
part of the process. Yeah. Escaping Ramesh was out of question. My head was in the tiger's mouth. I surrendered to that concept. No escape from Ramesh. No way.
No, okay, but you had to suffer. In a way, or mentally to suffer.
Being away, no, not mentally so.
No?
No, but you do come every day, more or less, for the last 10
See,
years.
there are two things involved. I work nearby, I work after the satsang is over, and my mornings are free. So, please,
It's your destiny.
it is
clear.
God's will that,
That you be
provided
here.
for this, yeah.
No, but there is this discipline in you, right? Of coming and serving the Guru and sitting here every day. So what is the reason for this?
See, I won't call it a discipline, because Ramesh's definition of discipline is doing what you don't like to do. Whereas I love to do this. Oh, the reason is very simple. I love my Guru. And whatever is happening is happening.